Hi there, hello. So today I'm going to be talking about two different ways that you can improve your floor plan through improving the way that you use circulation space. So sorry I'm a little bit late today. I had a little bit of childcare issues and it's not quite so good as usual from a lighting point of view because it's that bit later, we're middle of winter, and although I've got the bay windows with a lot of natural light in front of me, there just isn't a lot of light today. It's quite an overcast, dull day, so apologies about the lighting if it doesn't look so great. It's not so easy, but I think you can see me just about well enough today anyway. So I'm Jane. I am a chartered architect and I'm the founding director of iarchitect. I specialise in helping homeowners of period property with potential turn them into lovely, characterful homes that suit a modern lifestyle and protect the planet. So today we're looking at floor plans and circulation space. If you have any questions at all, please put them down in the comments, and if they're an unusual question, then I may well do another video like this basing the topic on your question, and if not, then I'll come back in. I see the comments that people leave, so if you leave any comments I will come back in and help you out if I can. So looking at circulation space, so it's quite simple really. What you want to do to improve your floor plan, there are really two things that you want to look to do with your circulation space. The first one is eliminate it. Circulation space is kind of just space that you're using to walk from A to B. It's not really very great space, and the worst type of circulation space are those kind of corridors where you've just got lots of doors, quite narrow spaces, and if you can, you really just want to get rid of that altogether. So one way to do that is to make your place more open plan. So rooms are not separated off from each other and they don't have a separate circulation space in between the rooms. They're simply the different types of uses in the rooms can be separated by furniture or partial walls or sliding screens, different things like that, rather than a circulation space or a hallway. So that's the first way to improve your floor plan, is to eliminate circulation space as much as possible and absorb that into your your living space, and in that way you can get bigger and nicer living space that's more comfortable to use and fits in more furniture that you may want, and you're not spending money to create circulation space that all you're doing is walking from A to B. The second way to improve your circulation space and your floor plan through circulation space is to actually make that circulation space have more purpose, more use. You could make it a little bit wider in sections. You could make sure it's not just a long, thin, narrow corridor, but make it a wider space, make it a kind of a room of its own in between spaces, so you're going from one room into another room into another room. It's quite an old, if you go to those very old Tudor houses, for example Speke Hall in Liverpool is a really good example of this. So originally it's a courtyard building, and it didn't originally have any corridor space. You just went from one room to another room to another room all the way around the courtyard. And so I think Versailles is possibly similarly constructed. It was quite typical of that era. So we maybe would consider that to not be enough privacy for bedrooms, so you'd be going through one bedroom to get to another bedroom. Maybe not so ideal from our perspective, our cultural perspective of privacy, but certainly in your living room, in your kitchen, for most people there's no problem to go from your living room through your dining room through to your kitchen. And actually, if they're all one big space, the open plan eliminate the circulation space method. That works. If you've got an older home where there was circulation space, because what they were trying to do was to make the spaces smaller so that they were easier to heat and keep warm, so you have a door that you would close in between and maintain more warmth in that space. So that's where, if you've got an older building and you're not actually looking at doing lots of big changes, you could either add circulation space onto existing rooms in certain ways, or you can possibly add to the circulation space or give the circulation space more of a function. So some ideas of ways that you can make your circulation space more functional and therefore have a higher value for you is you could have a dining hall. So if you've got a big enough space, a wide enough space, you could put your dining table in there and your chairs. And certainly if you're perhaps not somebody who really uses a formal dining room very often, but you like to have one, then this can be a really good way to have one, because you're passing through. It can be quite useful to have a table in a hall to be able to put things down on when you need to, bring the shopping in, put it on the table and then take it into the kitchen. So there's lots of practicalities with that. And then you don't have a separate dining room that you're not actually using. It has got more function, but you do need quite a big hall to be able to do that. Another way to use perhaps something that is more of a corridor type space, if it's wide enough, you could add bookshelves so that it becomes actually your library space. And adding bookshelves to corridor space is really good from an acoustics point of view, because the books will absorb sound and they'll certainly make any noise between the corridor circulation space and the rooms adjacent to it where you've got the bookshelves along that lining the wall. They'll reduce the sound between the two. So that can be a really good thing to do. And if you're somebody who is a light sleeper, or you have children who are light sleepers, then doing something like that where you're reducing the acoustics so that it's quieter in their bedrooms can be really quite a good thing to do. If you've not got loads of width and you haven't even got enough width for a set of bookshelves along your circulation space, then you could hang pictures and make your circulation space into more of a gallery space. And then what you could do is add really good lighting so that the light is really focused, and you could use I'm trying to remember what they're called, adjustable lighting, so you can angle it and direction it into to light up and highlight the artwork that you hang and display on your walls. And that is a really good way of making a corridor space lifted, elevated. It's not just a space to pass through from A to B as quickly as you can, but it's also then become maybe more of a space that you can enjoy. If you've got enough width, you could put a piano in there, certainly an upright piano, maybe not a grand piano, but certainly an upright piano could go in circulation space. This maybe has the opposite effect from an acoustic point of view, because your noise creation will be in your circulation space and then more likely to affect all of the rooms off that circulation space, which from an acoustic point of view may or may not be a good idea. It depends on how good you are at playing the piano, probably. But if you're struggling to find a place to put a piano, in your hall could be a good location for it. Another option, if it's near the main entrance, is to turn that space into cloakroom space. Have shelves for keys and things that you need to grab when you're on your way out. Have hooks that you can hang your coats onto or hang bags onto. So that is using it as more functional storage space. There are ways you can do that and it still look good. or you could just embrace that sort of more industrial functional aesthetic and go with that. If you've got enough width, or if you've got staircase and you're not really using the space underneath, and it is possible to open up underneath your staircase and make that into like a home office kind of space. So there's so many people now spend perhaps a day or even more working from home, but you maybe don't have the benefit of having a complete room that you can use as a home office. So creating a home office within some of your circulation space is a really good way to get yourself a dedicated workspace that's not eating off any of the other usable spaces that you want to live in, and at the same time make your circulation space more useful and valuable to you. A more fun thing that you could do is make your circulation space into more of a play space. So certainly where you've got long corridor type spaces, it's ideal to hang a swing. Little ones love swings, adults love swings. Swings are great. And if you've got a long corridor space, then you could hang a swing in there and, you know, play. It's also great for racing, driving cars up and down, scooting, all of that sort of thing. You could paint road tracks, train tracks, lines, even just a stripy carpet even, and make that space into a kind of a play space so that your children or even you can enjoy that space in a different way. And things like a home gym, you could create a kind of a sort of a fitness trail through your circulation space. You could have hanging bars, and you could fix climbing nodule things to the wall so that you could do some sort of bouldering along there. There's so many fun things that you can do with a corridor space to lift it up and make it not just about circulation, but to have more use and give your life more enjoyment, more functionality in your home, make it work better for you and be a more enjoyable and fun place to live. That's what we all want, isn't it? Somewhere nice to live. So a final little bonus tip for you is to consider really carefully the types of door that you use onto that circulation space and the positioning of the doors. There's so much we can go into with doors, and I think actually maybe next week I will actually focus the live Q&A on doors. Yes, I am going to come back in next week, even though it's Christmas week and the office is closed, but I will come in for a live Q&A next Friday. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. If you like this, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, if it's been helpful for you. Let me know if you've been watching it on the replay, #replay, and I'm looking forward to seeing your comments. And if you've got any questions, I'm always interested to know what questions you've got, and if I can cover them in a live as a topic, then I will do. And happy Christmas, everybody. I hope you all have a really great festive season, and if I don't see you before then, I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Okay, bye for now.